and it starts up here and it goes all the way down to about midpoint in your back, and that's where you're going to put the ball. Okay, if this is hard for you to do like this, you could drop it in from the top. Okay, and then all you have to do, if this is too high, is just lean forward and the ball drops down, and then till where you want it to be. So if that's still not high enough, or not low enough, I'm sorry, you're gonna do this just a little bit more. Okay, and then you're gonna bring your feet out away from the wall so you can put some weight on the ball. And what I like to do is, whatever side I'm on my left side right now, I'm gonna bring the left arm across my chest and I'm gonna pull it in towards my chest. This is gonna move the shoulder blade out of the way. So when I roll up and down, the shoulder blade is a little bit out of the way. Coach Padgett here, and this is how you roll your upper body. Before we move any further, go ahead and subscribe. 90% of my viewers are still not subscribed, so go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell button, and you will get some really good videos coming your way. Okay, so this is how you roll the upper body. You're going to use a massage ball or a yoga ball or a lacrosse ball, something like that. You can search it on Amazon or just Google it. I'll leave a link in the description below, and find some kind of a flat surface, a wall, anything you don't really mind putting some pressure on, and you're going to put it right here. So the shoulder blade is right in here, and you're going to put it right in between your shoulder blade and your spine. Okay, there's a muscle right in there, your trapezius muscle, and it starts up here and it goes all the way down to about midpoint in your back, and that's where you're going to put the ball. Okay, if this is hard for you to do like this, you could drop it in from the top. Okay, and then all you have to do, if this is too high, is just lean forward and the ball drops down, and then till where you want it to be. So if that's still not high enough, or not low enough, I'm sorry, you're gonna do this just a little bit more. Okay, and then you're gonna bring your feet out away from the wall so you can put some weight on the ball. And what I like to do is, whatever side I'm on my left side right now, I'm gonna bring the left arm across my chest and I'm gonna pull it in towards my chest. This is gonna move the shoulder blade out of the way. So when I roll up and down, the shoulder blade is a little bit out of the way. So you're gonna roll up and down, and you're also gonna turn slightly to the left, slightly to the right, and just go right behind that shoulder blade and in between your spine and your shoulder blade, like I said earlier. So on this part right here, as you roll with the ball, you want to actually make your abs and your stomach tense. You want to try to contract your abs, keep your abs tight, especially if you have lower back issues, because as you step away from the wall and you lean against the ball, you can easily arch your lower back and put a little bit of pressure on there. So in order to keep that safe, you want to contract the abs. You don't have to contract the abs super tight, but just, just keep a little tension. Brace your abs a bit, and keep some tension in your midsection. Okay, that's going to protect your back. But even if you don't have back problems, I still suggest you do that, because it's just going to keep you keep your spine in alignment. Okay, in a neutral position. You should find some tender spots. If you don't, you're probably not on the right spot. Maybe you need to do this again. Let the ball go down a little bit more. See, like right in there, I just found a tender spot. So when you find those tender spots, you're gonna hold. Big deep breath. Exhale, and that should help release some of that tension and some of those restrictions that you may have in the trapezius muscle back there. Okay, so just go ahead and start rolling again. And then if you want to get the upper trap, you're going to twist a little bit and turn into it. Okay, right in there, put some weight into it, and then back around, right behind that shoulder blade. Okay, right in there, just like that. This is essential to do before any kind of shoulder work, upper body work, back work, chest work, any of that stuff, especially if you have any kind of shoulder problems or rotator cuff issues. Okay, get in there, take your time, get a little lower if you need to. All right, and then really get in there. Okay, really get in there, and then if you need to, You can go back up a little bit higher and just really lean towards the wall, okay? Put some weight into the wall. If you're not feeling enough pressure, just scoot your feet, step out a little, away from the wall a little bit, and you will feel a lot more pressure on there. Trust me. Okay, take your time. If you have knee problems, you're probably gonna, instead of bending your knees too far down, you may wanna just use your tippy toes and kind of step up like that and use your tippy toes to do it instead. But for most people, this should be okay on your knees. Should be able to squat down a little bit with your weight against the wall. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. Okay, put it in here. Same exact thing. Now we're gonna get the other arm, right? So right in there. Take your time, don't rush through this. I think the number one problem that people have with rolling is they go like this, okay, I'm done. And it's like, no. You gotta get in there. You gotta get in those painful spots. Big deep breath, release those restrictions, and keep rolling. Keep finding more spots if you have more, or just work on that same painful one, okay? So the reason why this is so important is because the shoulder blades have to glide as you do certain movements with your arms, okay? And when you have restrictions back here, the shoulder blades, they can't glide properly the way they're supposed to glide on your back. So all the weight, instead of using all those muscles in the back area, it's gonna go to your rotator cuff, and you're gonna end up with a tear or pulling your rotator cuff, some kind of strain, and then you keep working out because you don't want to stop, and it hurts a little bit, but once I do this, I warm up and it goes away, and that's not the way to go. You don't want to do that because you're gonna end up with a chronic injury after that. You need to take care of this. This is something you need to do at the beginning of your workout before you work out, okay? Get in there. Same thing like the other side. You're gonna get in the top in here, lean against the wall, okay? And then you can get the ball. Okay, next, get the same ball, and we're gonna do the pecs now. So the reason why that's important is because whenever you're doing a back exercise and you're pulling, let's say you're doing a back row and you're pulling the weight towards yourself, it's not necessarily this motion that's really working the back so much, you're getting your arms, but at the very end, you should be able to retract and squeeze the shoulders back. And when you have restrictions back there, or restrictions, in the chest, you're not really gonna be able to squeeze back there because these bands that go across here, they're gonna be so tight that it's gonna pull your shoulders forward, okay? And it's called protraction. And then you're gonna have trouble. When you pull back, you're gonna stay with your chest protracted, okay? And with your shoulders protracted like this. And then you're not gonna get any activation back here, and it's gonna be all arms. And you're gonna end up impinging your shoulder joint, okay? So you roll this out, you release those restrictions, then you're able to bring this back, right? So then when you're doing back, you're able to stick the chest out, and that's a stretch, okay? So that's what you're gonna do. Get the ball, put it right, here's the nipple line, and here is my clavicle, right? Or let's just say here's my shoulder. You wanna get midpoint between the two, somewhere around there to start with, okay? And again, I'm gonna scoot my feet away from the wall, so I can put some weight towards the wall, and then I'm actually gonna roll laterally like this, okay? I'm gonna roll laterally. You can even try putting your arm up out to the side like this while you roll, see if you can find any tender spots. If you don't, move the ball up or move the ball down, okay? You will find some tender spots or a tender area. Roll left to right. And let's say you just found a tender spot right there. What you're gonna do is, again, big deep breath, hold some weight in there. Try to relax your chest as much as you can, relax your arms. Try to release that restriction that you have. And then start working your way around there again. Find another spot right there, big deep breath. okay? And you're gonna do the same thing, same exact thing with the other side, okay? You're gonna put it in there, feet away from the wall. I'm not gonna show you that because it's the same exact thing. But that is how you roll your back and your chest. And then the other way I'm gonna show you right now with the foam roller is how to get the lats, because that's also a really big part of your back. And that one's gonna be on the floor. So let's move on. All right, this is how you roll your lats, right in here, right on the side, right on top of the foam roller. So you're gonna put the foam roller right underneath your armpit, maybe a few inches below that, and you're gonna lean your body weight on top of it. I warn you, this is a painful one. So you're gonna get your body weight right on top of there, okay? You're gonna put your arm out here, just totally try to keep it relaxed. And you're gonna support yourself with this hand on the ground. Try to get your body up and on, your weight is gonna be on the foam roller. Because if I just lie here like this, and most of my weight is on my hip, not much is gonna happen. I mean, you can feel it a little bit, but you really gotta get up onto the foam roller and put your body weight on there and try to roll. And then as I roll, and as you roll, I want you to lean back, lean forward a little bit, get different angles in there, okay? So lean back, lean forward. And you might be wondering to yourself, what's that band or that rope looking thing right there? I'm gonna show you that right now, okay? So this is how you get into your lat even more, okay? You're gonna move the foam roller down a bit, keep rolling, find a tender spot, like I just found one right there. Big deep breath. It's really helpful if you know how to do diaphragmatic breathing or breathing through your stomach. And all you wanna do is, instead of your chest moving up and down, you want your stomach to move as you inhale. You want to picture yourself filling your stomach up with air and then releasing that. Okay, that's going to help relax your body, get you into your parasympathetic nervous system, so your muscles relax in your body as you roll. Okay, it's kind of hard to do both, but try your best. Okay, so this band up here, this is how you really get into the lat really good. Any kind of band will work. You want something that has a decent amount of tension on there, but what you're gonna do is grab onto it so there's a good amount of tension on the band, okay? So I have some good tension here. I can maybe put a little bit more. And then the band is gonna be pulling my arm out that way, so there's a little mild traction going on. And then I'm gonna start rolling. And that's gonna, wow, I mean, that just intensifies it big time. So if the other way you weren't feeling too much before, I mean, this is gonna do the trick. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. Wow. Okay, find that spot, big deep breath. Exhale. Move it down a little bit. Wow, that is crazy. Okay, so now let's try the other side. Same thing, right? Let's get right in here. Start with no band. And if you don't have a band, don't worry, you can still do it. Just use your foam roller, use what you have, and then later order yourself a band, and then you can try it like that. You can wedge it in the door, connect it to something that's not gonna move at all, okay? Wow. Tender spot. And again, this is something you want to do before your workout, before you do back, before you do chest, before you do, maybe you have a shoulder and arm day or something like that. Try to get it in before, okay? Very important if you want long-term success of not injuring yourself and keeping the shoulders healthy, keeping your back healthy. Okay, now let's grab the band again. Wow, that just intensified it like crazy. I know it doesn't look like much, but trust me on this one. It is. It is. Wow. Move this down. Ooh, wow. Very important to do this. You want your pull-ups to improve, your form on your pull-ups, you got to do this. Better range, less pressure on your shoulders, long-term shoulder health. You got to do this. Trust me. All right, so that's how you roll your upper body. Okay, I showed you how to roll your lats. I showed you how to roll your trapezius muscles. The reason why this is so important is because you need your shoulder blades to be able to glide and move properly whenever you're doing movements with your arms and your upper body. When you have restrictions in these muscles back here, like the trapezius, and your scapula, and which is your shoulder blades, cannot glide or move properly, and it gets stuck or it doesn't have the full range of motion, you're going to put way more torque and pressure on your rotator cuff, which is inside the shoulder joint. It's a small little, it's little muscles that are inside the shoulder joint, and it holds the shoulder joint in place. And we have a lot of movement in there, right? We can move our arm around a lot. So what's holding that in place is the rotator cuff. And if they're really small muscles, and if you put too much torque on there, you can tear it, you can pull it, strain it, you name it, right? And then there goes your upper body workouts, right? Because anything you do, even stuff you don't think you're using your rotator cuff for, you're going to use to stabilize. So if you don't want to end up with a chronic injury or anything of that sort, or you don't want to tear your shoulder, then I highly, highly, highly recommend, I can't recommend it enough, that you do these exercises I showed you. Actually, it's rolling, right? But you get my point. You do these specific movements where you roll the trapezius, you roll your chest, and you roll your lats. Now, if you do all these things correctly and you do them before your workouts, and you don't skip it, at least before your upper body workouts, you're going to have a lot of success in keeping your shoulders healthy. Now, there's a few more things you got to do, which I'm going to put in another video, some rotational exercises that you can do, right? That's going to keep the muscles strong in the rotator cuff. But for now, we're going to break it down to where today we're just talking about SMR, a self-myofascial release, so the rolling technique used to keep all those muscles nice and supple and keep them free of restrictions, or get rid of the restrictions and then keep them free from the restrictions. So this isn't something that you do, you get rid of the restrictions and then you just stop. This is something that you want to continue doing, and you want it to be part of the routine, okay? When you first start doing it, you got to spend a little extra time and more time doing it. But later on, as you improve and you get a lot better, you can reduce the time you spend rolling back there. I'm not saying to just completely roll really fast and you're done in 5 seconds, but you don't have to spend as much time as you once did when you were, really bad and you had a lot of restrictions and a lot of pain back there. Okay, this should help people not only keep their shoulders healthy if you already have healthy shoulders, but also if you are in a bad place right now and you have shoulder pain, you have restrictions in your shoulders where you don't have a lot of range of motion, and certain exercises bother you to do, then this is something you have to add to your routine. And it may take you a month or two of doing it 2-3 times a week, but trust me on this one, you want to keep it part of your routine. You want to add it in there, because it will help your shoulders get healthy. It will help you get rid of pain and or reduce the pain for a while until it's eventually gone, or keep you in a place of reduced pain, to where then maybe you can go in for a procedure that you need to do or something like that. But maybe right now you're living in really chronic bad pain. Okay. My recommendation is you always do it before you do any upper body workout at all, right? So maybe you do upper body twice a week, maybe you do it 3 times a week, I don't know. There's really no need to do it upper body every day, right? So 2 to 3 times a week is my recommendation, okay? And if you want to do it on an in-between day, maybe you work out your upper body like Tuesdays and Thursdays. You might want to roll as well on Saturday to kind of keep it going. So then the next time you roll again is on Tuesday, right? So you don't have too much of a time of a gap in between from your rolling sessions. So that's it for today. Keep it nice and simple. Keep that rolling going in there, okay? If you have any questions, please comment below. And that's it for today. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell button, okay? Take care. Talk to you later.